President Tinubu resolves crisis of the All Progressives Congress in Ondo State. President Tinubu receives famous Islamic scholar Mufti Ismail Menk, plus the takeaway of the 9th ordinary session of Pan-African Council of Ministers in focus. This is the outlook of Panorama today. Thanks for joining us. I am Bright Abuja. Welcome. Following intervention of President Bola Tinubu, the Ondo State All Progressives Congress APC stakeholders have agreed to reunite as the state deputy governor Lucky Ayedatiwa pledged to close rank with his principal, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. State House correspondent Musbah Danwahab reports that it took the president more than 4 hours of mediation to find a truce amongst the parties.
The relationship that began as a marriage of necessity between Governor Rotimi Akeredolu and his chosen running mate Lucky Ayedatiwa in 2020 went toxic upon the return of the governor from his medical trip earlier in the year. Observers have watched as the grasses of governance and development have suffered the consequences while the two elephants in the state battled for supremacy. But this situation is apparently unacceptable to the party leader. And here, President Bola Tinubu would demonstrate his political prowess and dedication to democratic principles as he brokered peace between the two warring parties. The president began the meeting marathon at the State House, spanning hours late Friday night with a delegation from the state led by the state APC chairman Ade Adetimehi. But that was only preparatory to a larger meeting. It continued into the night with a combined meeting involving the state deputy governor Lucky Ayedatiwa and other leaders. And after hours of dialogue behind closed doors, the goal-getter has recorded a landmark peaceful ending with commitment from the stakeholders.
I pledge to all of you that I embrace every one of you. I put behind all that has happened before now. I've let go and I've also let God. And everything that we do, we work together. The executive and the legislature will all work together to ensure that governance is on the right track.
The president also elicited amicable resolutions that will ensure return of food peace that has been scarce among the parties.
Our resolution is that we should embrace peace. Secondly, no dissolution of the cabinet. And then the deputy governor should maintain status quo, and the leadership of the state assembly we should also maintain status quo as far as the leadership of the House of Assembly is concerned.
We have resolved to toe the path of peace. Ondo State is greater than any one of us. The development of Ondo State is germane to us.
And I can show you peace will return with this, your pronouncement, your decision. We thank you, we appreciate you.
It's a good journey.
Yes.
Very successful. It's left in your hands now as leaders, majority. May God bless all of you.
Amen.
And so, the stakeholders returned fulfilled with a renewed hope that the sun will shine again in the political arena of Ondo State. From the State House, Musbah Danwahab, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu advises the newly elected governors in the off-cycle election to run a people-centered government. This was when the governors-elect of Kogi and Bayelsa states visited the State House to present their certificates of return. State House correspondent Musbah Dawahab reports.
They were at the State House a few days before the November 11 Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo State's governorship elections. They got the blessing of the president. And back from the polls, lightly adjudged fair and credible, this is a thank you visit by those who put through. APC went to the poll, saw and conquered, but 2 out of 3.
I am very, very proud that our party was able to retain Kogi and retain Imo. 2 out of 3 is not a bad mark.
The party leader acknowledged the hard work of the then candidates leading to their success, but clarified that election victory is just an ankle dipped in the pond, with the actual swim of governors just ahead.
The challenge has just started. The challenge is just starting to stare you in the face. The challenge of governance.
It was a recipe for success got on a platter as the experienced state administrator and seasoned politician also advised the victors on the necessities for good dispensation when sworn in.
You are not to become a chain god. And this great opportunity afforded you. Don't take the people for granted. The people are the sovereign. We are just the servants of the people. And once you carry their great interests and committed to their welfare, you will discover that the job is easy if you take people along with you.
The governors-elect appreciated the level playing field ensured by the president and his popular leadership role, which they say contributed to their victory.
The wisdom he imparted on us and the achievements he have recorded since he became the president, which most of us leveraged on to be able to convince the voters to vote for us. This victory in these 2 APC states validates that claim. So I think Nigerians have once again spoken through the voters in Kogi State and the voters in Imo State.
We believe that the mandate is for the people. And as such, we are coming to serve the people. We must consult with them.
Seeing how relationship between successors and predecessors have been in politics, particularly at state level. Now you're handing over very soon. Are you going to leave the road with the goat?
There's GYB administration, and I had nobody who dictated for me. Rather, we followed the law, the rules, and the people were satisfied with me. This is going to be Odudu Ahmed Usman's administration. So, whether good or bad, which I pray is going to be good, he will carry his own cross.
Governor Hope Uzodinma is returning for a second spell in Imo State on January 15, where Usman Ododo is succeeding Governor Yahya Bello in Kogi State on January 27, 2024. From the State House, Musbah and Wahab, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu this Friday received the famous Islamic scholar Mufti Ismail Ibn Musa Menk. The Zimbabwe-born scholar and team were accompanied to the State House by some Nigerian clerics, including the Amir of One Umar, Abubakar Mohammed. After the meeting behind closed door with President Tinubu, the Grand Mufti of Zimbabwe's Muslim community and head of the Fatwa Department for the Council of Islamic Scholars of Zimbabwe spoke to State House correspondents. The scholar who disclosed that he and other Islamic scholars were in Abuja for Peace and Unity Convention scheduled for this weekend, underscored the need for all Nigerians to live together in harmony and respect one another despite their different faiths and backgrounds in order to witness the success of this nation. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of 8 new permanent secretaries in the Federal Civil Service following the recently concluded selection process by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. The new secretaries are Ndakayo H2 Gogo, Adeoye Adeleya Yudeji, Rimi Nura Abba, Bako Deborah Odo, Omachi Raymond Omenka, Ahmed Dunoma Umaru, Wati Tunuke, Ella Nicholas Agbo. President Tinubu anticipates that the new permanent secretaries, having emerged at the top of qualified candidates after a diligent assessment process, will deploy their expertise and competence in the effective execution of the renewed hope mandate to revitalize service delivery in all federal ministries, departments, and agencies in the superseding interests of the Nigerian people. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of 10 qualified Nigerians to serve on the board of directors of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, MOFI. The appointees are Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, board chairman, Dr. Armstrong Umi Takang, CEO, managing director, Mr. Tajuddin Dati Ahmed, executive director, portfolio management, Mr. Femi Ogunseide, executive director, investment management, Mrs. Olua Kemi Owunubi, executive director, risk, Mrs. Fatima Nanamede, non-executive director, Mr. Ike Chioke, non-executive director, Ms. Chantel Abdul, non-executive director, Mr. Alheri Nyako, non-executive director, and Mr. Bolaji Rafiu Elelu, non-executive director. The 9th ordinary session of the Pan-African Council of Ministers of the Great Green Wall has ended in Abuja with launch of the Green Women Platform Initiative by wife of the President Oluremi Tinubu. Charles Alpha reports that the platform is expected to achieve goals of the Great Green Wall for a sustainable and resilient future for Africa, with women at the forefront.
The 8th session of this meeting had far-reaching effects, coming on the heels of strong commitments and the relentless efforts of member states of the Council of Ministers of the Pan-African Great Green Wall to attain a sustainable and healthy environment within the African region. This year, the Green Women Platform, launched by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, represented, was deemed another milestone in an effort to empower women living within the Great Green Wall region in the fight against climate change.
The Green Women Platform initiatives seeks to provide a dedicated platform for women to contribute to the broader objectives of the Great Green Wall.
The plan, which is hinged on sustainable land management, aimed at meeting up with the deadline of the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration Agenda.
This juncture, I would like to call on member states to collectively work together towards implementing first recommendation of the Pan-African Agency of the Great Green Wall.
Technical committee of experts from all around Africa gathered to scale up efforts towards effective implementation of the Great Green Wall initiative at both regional and national levels, and to come up with concrete documents that would influence informed decision to address the environmental challenges that affect the lives of millions across Africa and indeed the world. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Let's take a break now. Welcome back. Minister of Labour and Employment and Senator-elect for Plateau South, Simon Bakola-Long, has received members-elect of the Plateau State House of Assembly who were declared validly elected by the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja on Friday, 24th November 2023. A statement by the Special Advisor to the Minister on Media and Publicity, Makud Simon Macham, stated that the chairman of the APC in Plateau State, Rufus Bature, who presented the members-elect of the former governor, said the journey to this victory was long envisaged. Speaking on behalf of the members, Minority Leader of the Plateau State House of Assembly and member Shendam constituency, Joe Bukar, said the APC remains a strong party in the state and its record of achievements continue to be appreciated by the people. The minister congratulated them and urged them to be magnanimous in victory and to consider the development as a win-win for all citizens of the state and their constituents. The Plateau State Deputy Governor-elect, Honorable Pan Botmangs, some local government chairmen and other party stalwarts were present at the visit. With the nation's inflation rate standing at 27.33%, Nigerian is set to launch a new methodology for compilation of the new Consumer Price Index. At the end of the pilot phase of the Consumer Price Index digitization project in Abuja, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Atiku Bagudu says the new methodology, which utilizes computer-assisted surveys in price data collection, is necessary for effective functioning of the economy. Muplang Dakok reports.
Price statistics computed in the Consumer Price Index informs about the purchasing power of citizens, the stability of markets, and the resilience of economies in the face of challenges. For Nigeria to achieve robust inflation figures, stakeholders and development partners here, led by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, are setting the pace to ensure that the 2024 target for the digitization of the process of compiling the Consumer Price Index is achieved.
Computer-assisted price information gathering is very important, as well as it enhances timeliness and equally and importantly integrity.
To provide additional information on prices of goods and services, the National Bureau of Statistics is adopting another initiative known as web scraping.
By automating this process for our most common and frequently produced indicators, we will have significantly reduced the potential error that usually accompany paper data. Inconsistencies are also eliminated.
This meeting is expected to birth inflation figures that mirror the realities of Nigeria's economic landscape. In Abuja, Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
That's the much we can take. We now join Jigawa for a live telecast.